Alright, welcome. Unfortunately, as I was setting up the stream and setting up for comms, with the recent updates to the PS5 side of things, it seems that G-Portal isn't allowing me to go into full spectator mode. So this is the best I'm able to do. If I hit drive, it puts me in my car to drive, and that's not what I'm here for. So this is the best viewpoint that I can manage, and still get a good comms. Actually, you know what? I just had an idea. Let me try something. Where is it at? No, let's go back to that. And then let's go to that. And then go there. Nope, that didn't work. Oh well, I tried. So we got 12 drivers in the server so far. Check Discord to make sure there's no one needing anything from me. Discord's quiet. Good. So hazards up front at the moment. I'm running a 32.08. It's a pretty respectable time considering the track is greasy. If you look at the top of the screen, in 3 to 10 minutes, it's going to looks like stable rain. When I jumped in the server, it was showing more rain coming, and there should be more rain coming. Ambient temp is at 19 degrees C, and the track is at 24, with 46.51 left in practice before official quali. Yeah, this should be a banger. I love this track. It's got a good flow. You can really find a good rhythm. The chicane is a little tricky if you don't get it right. Leaving the second part of it, the left-hander out of the chicane, can toss your car around. But I do have a fondness for this track. Very good for some close racing. Should be some good passing zones too as well. I would give you all the names of the corners, but I simply can't pronounce them. The only one that I can is the Klein chicane, which is the one that I was just speaking about. It can be a little treacherous, especially in the rain. If I remember correctly, I did a mixed race a few months ago, a while ago, and it was heavy rain, and the puddle's pretty heavy before the chicane, or right in the middle of the chicane. Alright, we got 12 in, and at the 15-minute mark, this ride was Zolder. The 15-minute mark before quali, I'm going to start allowing waitlisted drivers to get in. Okay, I think we have one that can get in now. Let me hit him up. Message him. Gave him the password. Blocks him. What's up, brother? Let's go. Yes. We got 7 watching. Thanks for watching, guys. Drop a like, subscribe, share the stream. Sit back, relax. We should have some really good battles. We got some fast drivers that have checked in for this one. And the ultimate cool part about racing in the rain is that it's the ultimate equalizer. Nearly anybody that can keep it on the black stuff can run away with this race if they keep it clean. It really levels the level of competition on track. So some interesting factoids about Circuit Zolder. First of all, we have 2 races and 2 qualies. So first quali is going to be essentially a one-lap hero shot with a 5-minute quali. All sessions are going to pay out points. So quali in both will pay out 1 point for getting pole, and then both races will allocate points in the championship standings. So the first race will be 15 minutes with a mandatory stop for tires, and the second race will be 50 minutes, 50, with also a mandatory stop for tires. If you're not geographically aware, Zolder is in the northern territory of Belgium. It borders 4 other countries, that being France, the Netherlands, Germany, and Luxembourg. My Oma, which is German for grandmother, lives in Belgium. Never been, would love to go. Haven't seen her in years. This track is 2.492 miles from stripe to stripe. It was built June 19th, 1963. It's 59 years old. Did not know that when I looked it up before I started the stream. Pretty cool stuff. Has had multiple different formats. I think it originally had 12 turns. The current setup has 10. And again, I can't pronounce the names. You'll just have to look those up for yourself. And the current real-world lap record was done in a Audi R8 LMS Evo, driven by Nico Mueller, at a 127.257. That is blisteringly fast. I don't think we'll see anything near that tonight, given the weather. But looks like right now, with greasy conditions at 19C ambient, best we've seen so far is a 32.0. Stallard is just under 2/10 behind him. My man Butler Racing has jumped in and put in a quick lap. I'm sure there's more pace with him in that Raging Bull. We got Mr. Juggernaut. Stepdad Ray is in the Audi. Really proud of his progress. He's been sim racing for all of maybe a month and a half, 2 months. And he's chosen to drive the Audi a bunch, so it's a difficult car to learn, but very fast. So if he can learn that car and be quick in it, he's going to be a problem for me when I get on track. I have to have a family discussion about that. So up in 6th we have T2. He's in the Lamborghini. He's usually in the AMG, so it's good to see him switching it up a little bit. We got Fast Matt, another fun driver. Love battling with him. He's in the Macca. We got Mr. Rame, also in the Macca. And we have my fellow admin team member, Mr. Hendricks, in the AMG. We got JP running the Macca. He ran that last race. So cool to see he's doing some consistent runs this season with the Macca. This season, drivers are allowed to change their cars each race, if they choose to. Season 2, I will implement a car lock-in. I'll make the drivers choose their car for the season before the first round, and that will be their car for the season. And if they change car during the season, they will drop their points to 0 and reset. In 11th, with no time set, we got Big Time Dave, aka Mr. Consistency. He rarely gets into any trouble and has reaped those benefits from staying out of trouble and gotten himself on the podium steps a few times doing that. He's rocking the Porsche tonight. We got Mr. Advocate Leon. He's in the Lexus, or the Flexus as I like to call it. That's one of my favorite cars. We got Mr. Flair in the AMG. Also a very rapid driver. We'll probably see him towards the front during quali and the race, permitting no issues. And we have a newcomer, at least I don't readily identify this PSN name. Let me check the Discord to see if I can find out who that is. Most of them in the list on Discord are PS5 drivers, so I don't have his Discord name. Let's see if I can maybe... That might be... Let's see here. Who would that be? That might be Frankie Duty. He's a new joiner to the league, to ARL. Glad to have him. That might be his PSN because I don't recognize it. Or it might be GD Sport. Yeah. That might be either him or the other. Let's see here. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Okay. Let's see. Let's go ride with Ray for a minute and see how he's looking. I wish I can give y'all a better vantage point, but technology is limiting me on my functionality. So this is the best I'm able to do, but we're gonna rock on. Still think we're gonna be able to see some good battles from this vantage point. Spacey's made it in. 5 more to go with 36 minutes. So Spacey has left. I'm sure he'll come back. It'd be in his interest to come back as he is the current championship leader after round 1 with Mr. Bloxham in second place, who's in our chat. He got an extra point for pole for last race, so that really matters. Extra points in pole really make a difference when you're chasing down a championship. It really helped me out when I won my mixed GT4 championship. Getting those that extra point for pole really mattered, because at the end of that series, going into the final round, me and SRE Boss were tied dead even on points. So it really paid dividends to get that pole position. And off the top of my head, can't remember. I believe it's Juggernaut who was in P3. Let me check that. Yep, Juggernaut. So we got Spacey with 42 points in P1 of the championship, Bloxham with 39 points in P2, and Juggernaut with 35 points. Fast Matt with 32 and Butler with 30. So that's your top 5. But it's like I said, we're still in round. This is going into round 2. Excuse me. So there's 4 more after this one. So anything can happen. Again, thanks guys for checking in and checking out the stream, showing us some love. The 4 of us, George, Kevin, Hendricks, who is on track, and myself, really do appreciate it. There's a lot that goes on in the background, just brainstorming amongst each other, trying to think of different ways to make this league a fun and entertaining league to race in. Got Make It Rain in the McLaren. I've just recently met him and a few others that I believe he participates majority of the time with another league, IRL. And they race with us, and some of our drivers go over and race with them on Wednesdays, so go check them out on Wednesdays. And if you're in our Discord already, the link to their Discord is in our partner series channel, so check that out so you can go see what's happening over there. And PS5 was fixed today, I was told, so I don't have one. I don't have personal confirmation on that, but everyone else that I've talked to today has said the PS5 is working and their G-Portal servers are working, which is fantastic because in-game lobbies were a pain. But we made it happen on Tuesday, so that's good for next week's PS5 GT3 series with ARL on Tuesdays on the PS5 platform. We're going to try and shoot for another full grid over there on the PS5 side. We're going to try and fill this grid up here in a minute if some drivers don't show up in about 17 minutes time. So who do we think is going to get pole in some mixy conditions? Track is greasy. I'm curious to see what the weather is going to do when we go into quali and into the race. I tried to set this weather up to as exacting to real world weather as possible, and give it some randomness as well. So we will see how it plays out, but it should, I think, bring on some good racing. Mr. Ulick has made it, all right. Three more to go for full grid. There's nothing like racing when every spot that can be had is filled with a driver. Bretto, my man, how you feeling, brother? For all those that don't know, Butler Racing, aka Bretto, is my brother from another mother from the other side of the planet. We linked up in another league, and we have been the best of buds. And he's a fantastic human being, an excellent racing educator. Check out his Discord as well. Off the top of my head, why can't I think? Because it's acronymed. So it's BB's Defense School. I can put the link to that Discord in the YouTube chat or the description in just a minute. Check him out, but he's typically he'll always find time to help another driver out, and he'll do live sessions with you. I have a spare server. He has a spare server that we use for one-off races or practicing or what have you, where we can set up pretty much anything you could think of and help you learn, you know, what it is you need to do when you're on track. Just with racing with him and chatting with him during races has made profound improvements to my driving skill. Because you get in and, like, I'm an avid racing enthusiast, and everyone thinks they can go fast and all that until you get in the seat, and then you realize, yeah, there's more to it than just getting in and turning the steering wheel left and right and brakes and gas and all this. But there's techniques to it, and you have to find your driving style and what suits you best, and just really hone that craft. And Butler is an excellent teacher of that art craft. So I appreciate him for that. We have another friend, Gamer, who also has a Discord that's a part of our team that we're on, apart from ARL, Triple X Motorsports. Also a fantastic teacher of the art craft. Both Butler and Gamer have taught me a tremendous amount in our rapid drivers. So if you want to be the best, you want to learn from them. Alright, 3 more spots. Let me check Discord again as we approach the cutoff time. Okay, so Jackal's made it in. Excuse me. We got 8 watching. Thanks, guys. Thanks for joining. Thanks for hanging out with us. We got 26 minutes on the nose just now of practice left. 10 minutes. I'm going to start allowing a couple of waitlisted drivers to get on the grid and race with us. Hazard set a 32.8 early on, and that's pretty much where it's at. I'm imagining at this ambient and greasy track, it's about where he's comfortable at setting the lap. And I just seen that the weather radar is showing in 10 minutes time the rain is going to start increasing. So that throws in the wrench into some strategies that drivers have to face and start thinking on their feet. Very nerve-wracking, but very exciting to, very challenging also. To make your setup changes, pressure changes. Oh, he lost it coming out of there. What's Hendricks doing? He's giving some space. Let's check out some timetables. So we got Hazard with a 32.0. Stallard right behind him. That's pretty much what it was at the beginning of practice. JP's got back, or got up there. He's 1-1 off. We got Jug behind him. Fast Matt has really picked up his pace. Really impressed with his driving here lately. Nearly nabbed the podium last race, struggled with tires at the end, and Juggernaut took advantage of that. With the rain, I'm imagining he won't have an issue with tire deg, so it's going to come down to keeping the car on the track, finding some positions. but he's only 1.8 off. And all things considered here, the track is very slick. Greasy is slick. So in greasy track conditions, you're running dry tires, and it's, you know, 19C, which is 61 or 62 Fahrenheit for us SAE folks. So that's pretty cool weather to try and keep your tire pressures and temperatures in check. Then we got Hendricks. I can't pronounce this. Le Quebecy? I don't know. I have to ask my mom. She knows. That seems French. My mom knows French. And she's in the chat under stepdad's account. Hendricks sitting at P726 off of pole, or not necessarily pole, but the quickest of the practice session. Butler 2.7, so right on Hendricks' heels, and Ray behind Butler at 3.2 off of quickest. T2 3.3, so right on the heels of Ray, and T2 also on the heels of, or Advocate on the heels of T2. We got Raymond 12th, who's 4 seconds off. Big Time hasn't set a time. Big Time Dave hasn't set a time. Air Flare hasn't set a time. Spacey, Jackal, and Ulek have not set times as of yet. If it were me, I wouldn't be harping too much about putting a lap time in. I'd be more concerned with finding what my pressures are going to be like and what my fuel usage is going to be like, because strat is going to play a factor, because the pit road is long, so you can definitely undercut, I think, in this track. So I think that's going to be an important strat. So the strategy is mandatory tires. You have to stop for tires. Refueling is allowed, and that's going to be up to the driver's discretion. If they decide to pit for fuel, they can fuel for the entire race, which is the first one at 15 minutes, which obviously that would be a whatever 15 minutes worth of fuel would be. And for the 50-minute race 2, I would probably just put the entire lot for a 50-minute race, and then take my mandatory tires to really shorten that pit time down. The least amount of time in the pits is going to be your fastest way around the front to back of a race. Alright, so just over 5 minutes to go. Okay, so we had someone pull out. Okay, let me get this next driver in. So we just had one dip out. Charles didn't respond yet, so let me hit up the next in line. Second while I send this driver server and password information. Alright, that is sent. Alright, what's T2 doing? Let's check him out. He's driving the Lamborghini. Not used to seeing him in a Lamborghini, but it's good that he's switching it up a little bit. So IRL Choco isn't going to make it. He's feeling a bit tired, had a long day, so we'll see him on the next race. All good. All is fair there. Never race tired. Unless you're crazy like me. Best comms in the game, who else? Practice coverage. Appreciate you, Matt, my man. You know, I never thought I would do it, but it's actually kind of fun. I wish I could give more video coverage, but with the G-Portal server issue right now, this is the best I can do, and it'll just have to do. That's simple as that. So, sitting here in the rig with broken pedals, so I can't drive, so I can at least bring you guys put you guys in the limelight. It's about the drivers in the league. That's what it's all about. But I am itching to get back to driving. It's having some serious withdrawals. Those guys still haven't jumped in. Been tagging them, see if they get their notifications. So next in should be a Mr. Charles Wembley and Yacast. I may be saying that completely wrong, but those two drivers are next up. So if you have a direct line to those two drivers, hit them up, tell them to get into their Discord, into their DMs. I gave them the password, server information, everything they need. Get in here and drive. And with 59 seconds and with 17, yeah, I'll give it a couple more. I'll wait till it ticks to 15, and I'm gonna give the next driver the information as well. Oh, pay attention, Shuff. He's in the pit. We don't want to see someone sitting in the pit. What's Hazard doing? Is he going quicker? He had incredible pace in Tuesday's PS5 race at Bathurst, and just had some of that racing unluck. So maybe he can get some redemption for Tuesday's race and get it done here tonight. ARL's PS4 Thursday Super Series. Yeah, definitely. I think that's when I was setting up the when I was planning the series, I was trying to find something that would be fun, you know, and simple, but challenging at the same time. Because, you know, 30-minute sprints are all well and fine. Don't get me wrong. I love to do it. But you know, we want a challenge. Drivers want a challenge, and so giving it the one lap hero shot for round one, for quali one, and with a 15-minute sprint, which is really going to be a warm-up race for race 2. And those are the only two formats, so they swap between rounds. So if round 1 was you know, one quali, one race, and then round 2 was, you know, a quali before each race, so 2 races, 2 qualis, and so round 3 will go back to the previous format. So it keeps it interesting each week, so it doesn't become stagnant and boring, like just doing the same strat over and over again on just the only difference would be, you know, a different track. Every spot. Oh yeah, shoot. SFP Maori, where you at, brother? So, see if these guys respond. Should have 3 drivers that I've sent the information to that should pop in any minute now, hopefully. I appreciate it, Brett. 17. I'm really. I mean, even if it's 17, I'm really pleased with the participation of everyone involved, from guys that followed us over from another league, quite a few newcomers, the joint venture of ARL and IRL. It really helps out the whole community to have a place that you're gonna have someone to battle with. That's what this is for. This is for fun, for racing enthusiasts to come duke it out. I'm highly competitive, so this type of stuff is really up my alley. So add highly competitive to motorsports, gearhead, petrolhead, nut, and this is my lane. Appreciate you, Brett. You too, brother. They guys better hurry up. They're not going to have much practice, but I guess that's all. That's as much as I can do. All right, here we go. Who's that? That's Boss. Boss has made it in. He's usually a latecomer. So at this point, Boss has made it in after the 15-minute mark, which is all well and fine because he was checked in for this. So one of the 3 guys that I sent info to, it's going to be first come first serve at this point. I wish I could have 25 slots or 30 slots like PS5 or PC, but this is the world of PS4. And in a sense it's relevant too. So like PS4 to me, ACC on PS4 to me is like it's simpler, right? You can just pop in. There's not a whole lot that you can do compared to PS5, let alone the amount of stuff you can do on PC. So it has its lane, and I think it's appropriate that you can just show up and drive. It's very simple. You don't have to do all this, stream camera setups and Coach Dave this and all kinds of other things. You can just get in and drive. So Stellard is still sitting there. I think he's just going to chill. Air Flares popped it up to 3. Looks like Jug and JP are going to duke it out. Jug showing some pace since I last seen him before round 1. That's really good. Good for him. Fast Matt and Butler are chilling in 6 and 7. Newcomer, I don't know your name, and I apologize. Hit me up in Discord. Introduce yourself so I know you, so that I don't have to, so I can announce your name properly as it should. Him and T2 and Hendricks are hanging out together, 8th to 10th. Got Ray, Ulek, and Rame and Spacey. Spacey's probably just not getting warmed up as we saw his pace from last race. But Ray, Ulek, and Rame are chilling back here, 11 to 13. Advocate in 15th. Dave has not put a time in yet. I know he can do it. Come on, Dave. I believe in you, brother. Then we got Jackal and Boss. Boss is going around now. This is my buddy Nicholas from Canada. He and I were, as I was saying earlier in the broadcast, he and I duked it out in a Friday mix GT3 GT4 category in another league and went down to the wire. Really made me work for it. I was sweating bullets. You can ask anybody. Brett, my wife, Ma, everybody. I was stressing it, but you pulled it out. Oh, phone's buzzing. Oh, that's just okay. Alright. Goes way above and beyond it. Appreciate you, Brett. It's too much love, man. It's not about me, man. It's about you guys. You guys are racing. That's what we're here for. We're here to see you guys duke it out. Not here to listen to me talk about it. Well, kind of, but not the main focus. What am I doing in the pits? Come on now. Hendrix, where you at, brother? In the AMG. Love it. You love to see it. Track is still greasy. I think it's going to pick up for quali. I think the rain is going to pick up for quali and the race. For both races, I think. You almost can't try and, you know, what's your best guess on who's going to do what because of the weather. Anything can happen. Especially in this one shot. Quali coming up in 6 minutes time. You really just got to get out there and get something on the board and hope that you can be up toward the front and stay out of the mess, because turn one's going to be interesting. But I believe in these guys. These guys can do it. They can watch their spotter decal in the middle of the screen and try and keep a safe distance from the drivers around them. Let's ride along with the new guy driving the Bentley. Does have a good sound. So yeah, we have multiple socials. We're on Facebook. You can check us out. It's all the same name, America's Racing League. We're on Instagram as well. And obviously here on YouTube. So check those, whichever one's your favorite. We post on all of them to keep members informed on current events or upcoming events. And we use it also to try and recruit for more members, because more members means consistent full grids. Minutes, just under 5 to get 2 more in. I'm going to hit up another new guy, see if we can get him in here. Another newcomer, see if we can get him in here. So I have contacted everybody that has either checked in or waitlisted for this. So hopefully we can fill up those last 2 spots. With 3:45 to go, it's going to be whoever can get checked in first. Simple as that. So now I can put my phone down and wait for it to buzz in case there's any last minute. Because if there is a last minute, they can join in, you know, at the beginning of quali, which not going to work out for the first round of quali with 5 minutes, but they can definitely still join and try and put a number on the board and start from the back of the grid. But if it does rain, that may be in their favor. And I show, look here on the top, in 10 minutes we have an increase in rain. So So that's definitely going to play a factor as we go into quali, because it just went from greasy to damp, so the weather is changing. You love to see it. Now the drivers are saying, oh shit, my setup is for greasy, I'm on slick tires, now I gotta start thinking about wets. Love it. Goes a little bit wide there. Lap times, yeah, I can go to timetables. So current lap times right now, quickest in the session is a 32.0 from our man Hazard. He set that early on in practice, and with Stallard setting his time early on in practice, and he's pretty much sat there. I imagine his laps after that were recon for pressures and fuel to get his fuel per lap. So real world lap record is of 127.2. I was doing some research while I was at work earlier today, and some of the quicker guys were doing high 28s, 29s. You know what I imagine that's optimum track, optimum ambient temp, you know, all the stars and stripes aligned for it. So then I can actually go into their individual times and see their entire session. And you can use this too if when you're in practice, you go into your own name and look at your sector times, see where you're slow, see where you're fast. It's a good tool to use. I'm going to try it one more time to see if I can... Nope, still making me get in my car. Bummer. So yeah, Stallard's out driving. 50 seconds before we start clicking over into quali 1. So Dave finally got a time in. Boss has finally got a time in. Let's pray for Boss tonight, man. He's had a couple of rough races, just unlucky. A couple of taps in the rear and spun him round, and I saw a clip that he shared on his team's Discord where somebody just completely cut him off in a straight line. It was the wildest thing. So just unlucky. So hopefully he can have a clean race tonight and get some redemption for the last 2 or 3 races where it just was really tough for him. Jackal hasn't put one in yet. He's in the Rari. I'm sure he's noticing the increase in rain on the ground. He can do it, I believe in him. So everyone's in the pits, they're just waiting because at this point they know there's no point. Here we go, here's quali.
Green light, go, go, go.
5-minute quali. Rain is definitely there. So who's going to be first out? Ooh, I see someone moving. Was that Butler? Yes, it was. Let's ride with Mr. Bretto himself. Yep, it's damp at the moment. And at the top of the screen, Chris, if you look at where it says damp, there's a little clock and 10 minutes and 30 minutes, and underneath is the respective weather prediction. So the one on the left shows it's going to be drizzling, and then with the more little dash marks is indicating more rain. And after, looks like after 30 minutes is going to be the plus sign for an increase in rain. So we have more weather coming. Wet weather or wet tire pressure, you want to shoot for, I was looking at it earlier, I usually go for 30 to 31. It's a driver preference because I saw someone say 29.5 to 30.5 or 30.2, I think. I shoot for 30 to 31 with a wet tire. In a dry tire, I try to go for 27.5 to 27.8. That's optimal pressure for dry and wet tire. It really makes a huge difference if you get your pressures correct. Alright, as he comes around to make his flyer. Yeah, there's no red flag, race stop conditions. This is whatever is coming down, we're gonna race in it. And this is based off of real world weather out in Belgium currently. Yeah, we use, just so you know too, so when you start racing with us, we use AccuWeather, ACCUweather.com, and that's where we get our real-time weather. And then when we set up the server, it's a little tricky. So for instance, it's showing 18C as ambient. Real world, I think it's 2 degrees colder. It's a little tricky to pinpoint the ambient and track temps, but you can get pretty close. And then I did a lot of talking with one of our head admin guys, Kevin. He's really good at setting up. Alright, your cast has made it in the Audi. Just enough time to not set a lap, but that's alright. And getting the weather correct can be tricky because you can set constant rain, and I didn't want to set it to constant because it was only like 78 to 80% precipitation. So I had to do some fiddling around with the server, which we use gportal.com for those. So I did some fiddling around, and he advised me to change this and that. So it seems like it's working because it's definitely increasing the rain, which is what we want. Excellent. 19 drivers on the grid. PS4 is capped at 20, no matter what track we're at. PS5 can have more, and it's track dependent. It's based on how many pit stalls are at the real world track in the game, if that makes any sense. And then PC, you can have big races like Spa, you can have 80 drivers on track. Yeah, you can change your setup. So there is presets. So there's wet preset, aggressive preset, and a safe preset. And then mostly on a dry track, a lot of people use aggressive, and then they change certain things here and there to their driving style. On PC, Kevin and I use what we just call CDA, or Coach Dave Academy. He has a website, which is, by the way, Coach Dave is the pro driver, David Perel, South African pro driver. And he and his team get in the sim and drive cars and build setups for other people to purchase. So you can purchase an entire car's worth on every track, or you can buy a setup for one car for one track, or what have you. There's different ways to go about it. Kevin has bought it for he and I, because we both race the AMG, or I was until my pedals broke, but for this season, so you can upload them on PC. It's really simple. If you haven't seen how to do that, Chris, definitely check out a how-to on YouTube from either Coach Dave Academy and, damn it, I can't think of the other one. I'll have to look up who the other guy is who can show you how to upload setups and liveries and all that type of stuff. But yeah, you can change front camber, caster, toe, the rear, damper settings, spring rates, rear diff preload, front rear bar. Driver 61, what is that? Big time Dave. Hendricks got pole. Well done. Taking advantage of the weather. Puts it on pole with 35.6. Oh, driver 61. Yes. Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Bloxham. Yeah. There's a bunch of guys that do setups and sell them. That's right. Now that you said that, I recall seeing driver 61. He has a whole YouTube channel as well. A lot of stuff on the YouTube University. Fantastic. Just realized I rode a Butler the whole way. That's fine. Hendricks got pole. That's an extra point in the championship for him. JP sitting behind him. 0.18 behind with Spacey 0.6 back. Jug 1.3 back. Air Flare, Butler, Hazard. I want to say Albuquerque every time I see that. I don't mean any disrespect if that's a last name or something, but that's what I think. And then we got Advocate, Jackal, Ulick, Stellard, Fast Matt, Ray, Boss, Big Time, Make It Rain, T2, and your cast. Spacey changes car, or changes number. Oh, that's right, I need to return to garage too. So here's our times. Yeah, so all over the field. So unfortunately, Cast was late to joining, so he didn't get to set a time. Whoa.
Alright, conditions are wet. We have some slippery curves, and also watch out for your braking distance.
Okay, here we go. So let's go with let's slide around with Flare so we can see what's coming up ahead, and then I'll be peeking at his mirror to see if there's any drivers I need to change to. So ambient temp and track temp came down 4 degrees. Ambient's going to be the same. We have consistent weather for the next 3 minutes, and in 10 minutes or just after 10 minutes, looks like rain is going to decrease. So that may play into the strat for their tire change. So if it goes back to greasy, these guys may be able to get onto some slicks if a dry line starts to form, which inevitably it will if the rain decreases enough. Oh, I can't see the last chat.
Seconds.
So we have a full formation lap.
10 seconds.
I don't remember it giving us 15:10 before. I wonder if that's oops, because of the server or the updates to PS5. So definitely rain on the ground. Oh yeah, this is what it's all about, right, chump? So chat's not updating. I have to pull up the stream on my phone here so I can keep up with chat. Turn the volume down so it doesn't reverb through the headset. Nope, that's not what I wanted. $35 subscribers. Thanks guys for joining in on that. Drop some likes, drop some subscribes so we can keep you guys updated. phone up in this thing so I can read this. Okay, chat updated. Okay, cool. Another thing, Chris, I forgot to tell you. Each car has a different steering end stop. So, for instance, the AMG we're in is 640. Yep, 640 degrees of rotation, and you can change that in the options menu in the top. So you want to make sure that's set. Like my wheel, I can change it on my wheel and in the game so that they're synced. With the Thrustmaster, you don't have to worry about that. There's a lot of drivers on the grid that have that. Hendricks on pole has a Thrustmaster T300, and Ray, I know, has a T300. They just changed the steering ratio or the end stop in the options menu. So here we go. We're about to go green. 15-minute sprint in the wet. Zolder, round 2. America's Racing League. Here we go. Can we keep it clean through T1? Clean so far, it looks like. It's looking like back here. A little bit wide there. I think that was... That might have been Matt. There's Dave. Okay, so it hasn't come through the first sector, so it's all scrambled. So Dave... Okay, I thought he just jumped all the way up there. So where is... Hendricks is still out front, with Spacey right behind. Flair right behind him, with JP. Butler's moved up a couple of spots. Had to take avoiding action there. Well done. Hazard behind him. Advocate's moved up a few spots. Jug's dropped. Jug has bottled something somewhere. Who is this? That's... Hazard has looped it around. Bummer, bummer, bummer. Ah, tough break. Tough, tough break. Stallard, I don't forget where he started. So far, excuse me. Clean start aside from Hazard just looping it around on his own. It happens to the best of us. So if Hendricks can keep his head down and stay clean, he could run away. Well, I won't say run away, but he can manage this from the front. Because there is good passing zones, but with the wet, it's going to be hard to get a run. He can run that defensive line, who he too has been to the school of Bretto Butler for defensive, race car defensive driving. So Flair is on the hunt for Spacey's spot. JP is trying to get around Flair. Butler's chilling, settling in into 5th with Advocate. 3 seconds back from him, and the Flexus. God, I love the sound of this car. One of my favorites. Jug tiptoeing through that chicane. That chicane is tricky in the wet because you got quick transition from right to left, and you gotta just pray that your wet pressures are right there and you don't over correct going into that because you'll loop it. Oh, I'm passed up Ulick as it goes into the hairpin. Boss is 3/10 behind him. He's going to be keen to get through. He's made up some spots. Maybe he's got some luck on his side for this race. Got a good gap behind him. So he's taking his stop early. So did Flair. So Flair's taking his stop. Who was that just took their stop? Is that this guy? Yes. Oh, these guys did. I completely missed that. So Rame got a stop go 30. That had to be from speeding in the pits. Stallard is out on his second set. And Cast has made his stop. I love that chicane. That's a fun one. But you can get yeeted off into the Shadow Realm on the exit of that chicane if you take too much on the right. So, alright, let's see where the battles are. So we got Jackal, who seems to have gotten around big time just now. Yep. So he made the move on big time Dave. And Boss is up the road 8 seconds. Big gap between the field there. It's going to start cycling through as we get our pit stops done. Ray is right behind Dave. Fantastic to see my stepdad out here duking it out. Oh, he got dove on. Fast Matt took it in, or took him on the inside, and he's going to go for 2. Oh, he's going to get squeezed. I don't think Dave meant to do that, but he's going to take his pit. Big time Dave is. So Ray is cycling through. Hazard's made his way up behind Ray. Oh man, the Porsche is a difficult beast. If you don't have that thing set up just right, it's gonna tank slap on you. Tough break for him. So Flair is ahead of the pit stop goers. That may play to his advantage to not necessarily take the front spot, but gain position somewhere toward the front of the field. Hendricks is catching up to Stallard. Got a comfortable gap to JP. Yeah, he's looking pretty comfy. Oh no, JP's right there. I missed that completely. Oh, trying to give each other room. Fair play. Well done, guys. Well done. Where's Butler? Butler's moved up as he crosses the stripe. He's 5 seconds behind Hendricks. What else we got going on? Fast Matt still hunting down the Jackal. Jackal takes his pit. Jug takes his pit. Okay, so Spacey's gotten out in front of Flair. He was up front in the fight in the top 3, so that makes sense for him to come out in front of Flair. So Hendrick is still on the heels of JP. A gap back to Advocate. Felix. Wait, what's going on? Is that lap traffic? That is T2, I believe. Alright, we're halfway through this first sprint with decreasing rain in 10 minutes time, which we only have 7, so it's not going to matter much as far as bettering conditions. Jug is leaving his pit box as we pass by my Mercedes in Silver Arrow colors. So Hendricks just dropped back a little bit more. Cold tires on wet track, very treacherous. Jackal's still in his pit box. Where's Hazard? He's leaving his box now. So that was kind of lengthy. I wonder if they went for the fuel strat. So Hendricks has made a stop, or is coming to a stop. Advocate's coming in. We got a bunch of guys. Ulick's coming in. Boss is coming in. We're going to start seeing some cycling through. Where is Spacey? This is crucial. Their strat right now is crucial. If they take tires only, it could be a quick stop. A quicker stop than taking tires and fuel. So he's sitting in the pit box waiting for his guys to do his stop as he comes into the last chicane onto the front straight. And I think that's gonna be done. As he's just now leaving the box, yeah. So when that cycles through in the next few the next sector, we'll see that position change. It's not cycling through. Oh, he hasn't got to the sector yet, so let's see. Yep, that moved him up. So he's P4 with the front three just now making their stop. So JP's in, Butler's in. Where's Fast Matt? He's in the middle of a little bit of traffic. Is he going to take his stop? Yes, he is. Spacey is in the second chicane. So it looks like he's going to make that pass in the pit lane. The crucial one is he going to get past JP? By the time JP comes out of the box, is Spacey going to come through? I don't know. It's going to be close. I want to see this battle, and I'll start looking at some other drivers. As he gets held up, that's going to be crucial, I think. He's still in the box. No, I think he's going to get it done. Oh, I'm not sure what happened there. What was that? 7-6. Make it rain. I don't think he realized where he was on his inside. JP is right here. There goes Spacey on his left. So Spacey has made the undercut work. And someone's looped it. Someone has looped it. Oh, I think that was... Was that Rain? No. Fast Matt. No, god dang it. Who's in the other... Alright, I'm lost on who that was. So Flair has made it past. Hendricks has made it past. So going long did not pay dividends to JP in the pit strat. I wonder if he went for lighter fuel. Oh, it was JP that looped it. Okay, that makes sense. Okay. Thank you, Bloxham. With Butler hot on his heels. Deep on the brakes. So this is your closest battle on the track at the moment. Well, Cast is 3/10 behind T2. That's okay. That makes sense. Right out of the pits, he lost the ass end of that car. That makes sense. Okay, I buy it. Tiptoeing through T1, and JP goes wide again. I bet with that loop around, and now he's got some dirt on the tires, it's going to be difficult to get some temperature in them. Track temp and ambient has stayed relatively the same, so no help from the weather. Even though the weather seems to have decreased, or the rain has decreased a good bit. So Butler 6/10 behind. As Juggernaut crosses, he's 5 behind Butler. Boss has binned it. Oh, I thought he was going to get some redemption. I wonder if that was on his own or if he had help. I hope he didn't have help. Cast is catching. Oh, T2's out of the pit. This is for position.
Alright, man. Benito is on the final lap. Give it a final push.
Alright, as we finish, or we're on our final lap, Spacey made it work with the undercut. He did this same thing in round 1. Now, Bloxham did show up to that race in round 1 late and wasn't fully aware of the strategies involved. He is now. I have informed him on the 2 formats for this series, and I doubt he'll make the same mistake twice. But Spacey has shown his strat was dominant for round 1 and 2 with the massive undercut. I'm not picking on you, man, but those are the facts. Because your pace was on display. There was no question the pace was definitely greater than the others on track. It was just a matter of strat. So Flair looks like he's got time. Yeah, he's got space between him and Hendricks to pull out P2. JP is right on the heels of Hendricks. Can he hold this down as we approach the end of race 1? All in all, well done by all the drivers. Spacey gets the W. Flair comes through as he passes big time. Hendricks is going to hold off for P3 and got a pole. Well done, Mr. Hendricks. JP crosses in 4th. Butler's going to finish 5th. Jug crosses in 6th. Uleck's going to come out in 7th with Stallard hot on his heels in 8th. And then 9 seconds back, Advocate in the Flexus is going to finish with Fast Matt 4 seconds behind him. And Hazard, who had a tough go with the Porsche today. Let's see if he can do some setup change for race 2. He's going to finish in 11th. Jackal in 12th. Cast from the back of the grid from 19th to 13th. I'll give that a solid effort considering the weather and having to make a pit and set up your fuel and your tires and all that with like no time. So props to him. So T2 is having some issues. So Boss is going to come around. No, Boss finishes. T2 is a lap down. Ray's going to come through 15th. Damn it. 16th for our new guy. And Rame and Big Time did not finish. T2 is also, he is going to finish. Excellent, that's it. I gotta get a photo. Fantastic race. Oh, come on. There we go. Excellent, excellent, excellent. So again, Spacey, Flair, Hendricks, JP, Butler, Jug, Uleck, Stallard, Advocate, Fast Matt, Hazard, Jackal, Cast, Boss, Ray, Albuquerque, T2, Make It Rain, Big Time Dave. That is your finishing order for race 1. So up next is Quali 2. Why am I forgetting? Should be a 10-minute quali. So they have time to get a couple laps in. And then the second race is 50 minutes. So a little bit more of an attrition factor in race 2. Well done. No, that's not what I want. Oh, it won't let me look at his car. Alright, I was gonna try and get an angle. Come on, game. Click over. There we go. Quali 2.
Green light, go, go, go.
Who's coming out first? Is that Hazard? Yes, it was. Hazard followed by Hendricks. So let's ride with Hazard. No, let's ride with Hendricks. I don't want to give Hazard the commentator's curse. Hendricks got pole in P3. No offense. 10-minute quali. Track temps come down, so that's gonna matter. Ambient was the same as it started in race 1, and rain is also going to decrease over the next 10 to 30 minutes. Alright, so he's giving him some space. No reason to queue up for quali. He's got, looks like, either 72 or 22. We don't have a 22. Who's behind him? We got Jug behind him, 77. That's what it is. His PS4 graphics compared to PC is astonishing. So Jug's behind Hendricks on track. The list on the left isn't a live order. It'll start to cycle through as valid laps start to click through. 291 is T2 behind him, behind Juggernaut. We got someone coming out of the pits on the right. That's Ulick. That's come out behind Juggernaut. It's a very tricky corner here. You got to float. You can use a little bit of that curbing. The sand will slow your lap time down, but you can use that curbing on the left on the exit. Deep onto the brakes. Turn in hard. Use that inside curb. Careful on the outside, on the right side exiting. Up and over the hill. Very fun to go through this section. A lot of force on the wheel, deep on the brakes. Take as much curb. He understeers. A little bit hot. A little bit hot coming into that. Looks like Hazard looped it. That's also a fun turn to float coming up through that section. And then 100 board. Hairpin, float, get off the brakes, let the car roll through, back on the power. 100 board again, or just after, depending on the car. Use that inside curbing, float through on the power. Let's see what he does for his first lap through. So he goes 36.5, about a second slower than his Q1 time. Jug goes 2/10 off of that. Hazard's 13 off, but he did loop it. Rame goes 1.5 off of pole. JP goes 35.3. So next driver through. Nope, not next driver through. So Boss goes P5, Matt goes P4, just pipping him by a 10th or so. And here comes Stallard. Oh, hey, that must have been an invalid lap. So let's ride with Ray. Let's see where he puts it on. Oh, he went wide into the last corner. Alright, who put a time in? Flair put a time in. 8/10 off a pole. Oh, it's tight. Cass put a time in. So Matt's gone to the pits to make some setup change. I assume pressures. Butler's come through. He's put it P6. Hendricks comes back through with a 35-1. It's full out. It's a full dogfight. We're 2.25 off a pole for JP. He should be coming through soon to see if he improves that time. I imagine he will, because as he does, yeah. So 0.30 is the difference between 1 and 2 right now. Where's Cast on the track? He's got some traffic. He's not going to improve. Where's Flair? Coming up to the end. With 4 minutes left, he's backed out of it. Where's Jug? He's still got to make his way around. He's behind him. So Lard's put it in P3. 3/10 off a pole. Went a little bit wide, but I don't think that's going to be... His inside tires didn't cross over the white, so it should still be valid. I don't know if it'll be quicker. Lots of understeer. He has time for 2 more. JP's going to try and improve to try and separate himself from Hendricks. Ulet goes P4. Spacey goes P3. 2/10 off a pole. Where does JP finish with this one? 34.9, so he gaps it a little bit more. Still only a 10th. Hendricks is... still at the beginning of his fresh lap. Spacey's going for another. So is Julik. So is Jug. Cass is coming up towards the finish of that lap. Here comes Flair. Where's Butler? I think he's... Okay, let's go back to Flair and see what he does. Little bit of a understeer coming out of that. Does he improve? He puts it on pole. 34.8, 144 ahead of JP, and then 2.7 back for Hendricks. Very good lap. Butler's going to try and come through and finish this lap. It's shaping up to be a good fight all the way to P6. Well, you can almost say P7, a second back. Let's see what he does. He's going to improve, is he? He's not going to improve. It's either slow or is invalid. So he's going to make some pressure changes. No, that's probably going to be it for Butler. Spacey goes 34.5. 3/10 up. JP's coming around. He wants pole. Doesn't improve. He's going to do another. Where's Julik? He's stopped it. Where's Cast? He's stopped it. Jug's coming back around for another. I think Spacey's... Yep, Spacey's still on a lap. JP's still on a lap. Jug's still on a lap. Oops. Hazard is still on a... Oh, yep, he's going to do another. Oh, that's Boss. So that shifted through as soon as I clicked the button. Hazard's still on a lap. Hazard's still on a lap. A little bit too much curb on the exit. That sacrificed his exit speed. Advocate's going for another. Alright, let's see. So Stollard, no. Is that? No, that's Jug. Jug's going to be the next one through. To try and improve his position for race 2. Can he put it top 5? I imagine he's got the pace. He does not improve. Spacey's going to come through. He did improve by nearly a second. Where's JP at? Doesn't improve. Did Jug click it before it went through? Does he have another lap? I think Jug's got another lap. Ulick is going to finish this one, and that's going to be the end of his session. But I think we got one more that's got time. That's going to be it for that lap. Let's ride with Jug. I think he definitely had to have crossed the line. Just in time. Curb, curb, nice and easy. Smooth as fast. Little bit wide there. If he doesn't improve, I imagine he'll pull over and just go back to the garage. So he must be doing something. Because you want every position you can get. Crucial. There's a lot of time in these chicanes. If you get them right, it can be really advantageous. Lots of curb, very good. Settled the rear. Oh, a little bit of traction loss in the rear end. He didn't improve, but well done anyway. So Spacey takes pole. That's an extra point in the championship, as he is the current championship leader. Flair goes P2. Oh, let me go back to the garage so I can cycle through. Spacey with a 33.9. That's really quick in these conditions. Flair P2, JP, Hendricks. It's a really good, fun battle for pole position between the top 4 here. The Ulick, Stollard, Cast, Jug, Butler's P9, Boss P10. My man in the Bentley, P11, Hazard, Advocate, Fast Matt, Make It Rain, Ray, Jackal, T2, Dave, and obviously we have the extra check-in because he changed his car number. Well done to everybody. Yeah, I wish there was a fan walk. I remember we would do that shit. We'd be suited in our fire suits and people, are you the driver? Yep, I'm the driver. That was so much fun. I miss racing. Okay. I'm gonna do the same thing I did last time. We'll start with P5 so I can see in front. Yeah, I drove it up here, right? Oh, shit. Oh, man. Now I'm going down memory lane. Some of the funniest, most fun times. I think my favorite, two of my favorites was Sebring, where I knocked the van door off with Carl. And then the second one, I think we were in, yeah, we were in Austin, Texas, and we pulled the handbrake on that rental car for like 200 feet, and there were square tires. Oh my god, that was hilarious. And then you were always saying, whip a shitty here. Oh man, that's good shit. Some for real belly busters. Oh yeah. Yeah, easily some of the best times I've ever had. Getting drunk in airports is fantastic. Oh, what was the one? We were in Bath, New York, or what we called Bath Salts, New York, and I slapped Carl's Taco Bell out of his hand. Oh my god, that shit was so stupid. Then we got pulled over because I was speeding to the airport. They let me go. Oh man. Great times. Alright, here we go.
10 seconds.
Come on. Alright, another full formation, and it looks like we may have drying conditions. Now, we have 50 minutes of racing, so whoever started on wets may be in a bit of trouble in the next 5 to 10 minutes. Because it's greasy, and that's not the condition you want for wet tires. You're going to have really high tire pressures, really high tire temps, be really slow on pace. So I'm going to call that nearly the field is going to pit within the first 3 to 4 laps for dries. Guaranteed. Talking about shaking up the field. God, this is exciting. Thanks again to everyone watching. We really appreciate it. Hopefully my comms aren't too boring. I don't find myself to be an entertaining talker, but it's not for me. It is for our drivers in the league. I wouldn't be weaving. It's already cold enough. It's gonna grain quick. Oh yeah, track temp came up a couple. Oh, thanks, Ma. Yeah, track temp came up. Another note that I was making a mistake on early on when I played this game, when monitoring my tire pressures, is I was looking at track temp, because I would have thought that track temp would have a bigger impact on tire pressure, but apparently everyone looks at ambient temp for monitoring their pressures. So typically, if not typically, what most people do, as it goes up 1 degree or down a degree, it's 1 click. So if it's 27.5 for a 19C ambient and it goes up to 20, you're going to go up to 27.6, or at least that's what I do. It seems to work out pretty well for me. So every degree in temperature is a click of pressure, not a pound, 1 click. This is going to be interesting as we come to the green flag. We have 0 wind. So the weather may take longer than it's predicting, but it's currently not raining. As we take the green, there it is. Okay, can we get through T1? We got some madness behind. Oh, we got somebody off. I think that's JP. Yep, that's JP, and I think Hendricks. Bummer, bummer. It's got to be the weather that got him out there. So they fall to the back. Did Spacey make it out front? So Spacey's made it out. Flair's... Yeah, that's not cycling through correctly just yet. That's Flair that's made it through to P2. Or he was P2, excuse me. Wait, what? Okay. Always trips me out. So Stallard's come up to P3, Ulux P4, Jug's 5th. Butler's moved up a good bit with all that shuffling around. Boss has made it up a good bit as well, following right behind Butler. He's right on their heels as well. Ray's in the mix, P9, battling it out with... Oh, we got some carnage. That looks like Hendricks and Fast Matt may have gotten together. Bummer, bummer. Yep, that was Hendricks. Got more battlage coming out. Oh, he's gonna watch the re-entry. So that was Ray. That's okay. He made it back on. He's got Advocate right behind him in the Flexus. So Ray's still holding his own. So what battles are going on here? So we got... So pits right away. Called it. So he's going to go for the early pit. That's going to put him in clean air when he comes out. Or at least it should. Hendricks, yeah, I figured the whole back of the field was going to do it. I would have done the same. So Flair's going to be running out front. Risking it for the biscuit, as it were, on, I would imagine, hot, wet tires. Oh! Solar's going to take advantage of that. These two are buddies. They've been racing together in other leagues before, so they're used to that proximity. Ulux holding it down in 3. Jug right behind him in P4. With Boss right behind him. And then we got some gappage to P6. Did Butler pit? Yeah, Butler made it into the pits early. I'm gonna say that's a good call with 45 to go on dry tires. Cool temperatures, and the track's going to increase. Track grip level is going to increase. I think that was Jug that went in. So he's taking his stop. Who do I follow? Who do I follow? Let's see. We got some traffic. Where did Spacey come out? Did he get some clean air? Yeah, he's got miles of room to put in laps. Butler's right behind him, attempting to do the exact same thing with Cast right behind him, followed by Hendricks. So he had an unfortunate start, but the early pit may help him out toward the end of this. So we got 3 in, Advocate, Jackal, and my man in the Bentley. Jug should be coming out soon. Dave's gone past him. He's following Ray. Ray missed his turn in a little bit there. That Porsche's tricky, man. That's why I don't drive it. Very difficult car. Good in the corners if you can set it up right. So big time's gonna go for the pass into the hairpin. Nicely done. All right, Boss has gotten. I think he's gotten past. No, he went. Whoa, we have a disconnect. Yep, we lost somebody. That's JP. I think we just lost. Yep, he just disconnected. We lost 2. Shit, who did we lose? Butler. I don't see Butler. Oh, there he is, right there in front of my fucking face. So Jugs come out of the pits in front of Butler. Spacey with miles of room. Nearly half a lap till the next car. So Ulick's gone for his pit. Ray decided to keep it pushing past the pit. Yeah, track is greasy. There's no more rainfall, and it's going to get drier in the next 5 to 10 minutes as they keep circling around putting rubber on the track. And as will the pace. The pace is going to increase. Bummer we lost 2 drivers. Zolder is running out front with a 2-second gap back to Flair. Looks like he's just managing his pace, managing his tires. I wonder if he went for a dry tire, as did Flair, as did, I believe, these 7 here that have not pitted yet. And then nearly 9 seconds back, we have Boss. 1.5 back from him is T2 with Advocate for some traffic. Ray makes his stop. Hazard's behind him. 5 seconds back from T2. And then there's Dave. Behind him will get his sector time. So he's 10. So there's a big gap between 6th to 5th. And Ray's going to come to his stop. He was first in the grid, so he got the front spot on pit road. Feels like it takes an eternity when as soon as you hit that pit limiter line, especially if you got pit stall 1. So Spacey, I think, is going to cycle through when these pit stops start to happen. Now the disadvantage is at the end of the race. He is going to have... Oh, and so that's not going to help either. He's going to have 40 some odd minutes of wear on these tires when the other drivers that are in that fight after the pit cycle. And Ray sped in pit lane. He got to stop and go. It happens to the best of us. So he'll have 3 laps to serve that penalty. So Ulick, a little bit of traffic with, I believe that's Stallard in between him and Butler. Yes, 322. Oh, Butler loses the rear end coming out of the hairpin. I imagine he'll make the Lambo wider than it already is. Try and maintain that position, and he does. As Ulick does not get a great exit onto the front straight. It's going to play into the hands of Bretto as he lets Cast through. And Hendricks is following what looks like Juggernaut. Alright, let's see here. We got a couple on pit road, so Ray is in to serve his penalty. Best to do is just get it served and get back on track. You still got 39 minutes of racing to get done, so anything can happen. You can get back out there, put some laps in, and gain some position. So Hazard has also sped in the pit lane and got a stop go. So lap times, green track. Yeah, we can go check out timetables real quick. So let's go to Spacey because he's been doing some laps. So we're looking at 31.6. Quickest was 31.3 so far. I know that 29s are possible by some of the aliens that race this sim. That's not anywhere where I can do, but I don't ever want to be considered an alien. So Flair's made his pit stop. Boss has decided to go a little bit longer, as has Stellard. So Ray has made his stop. He's back out on track. He's got some space behind him to reign. Someone's gone around. Is that Advocate? Who's gone around? Oh no, is that Butler? I think that was Butler who looped it coming out of the chicane. Tough break. The Lambo is a tricky car to drive. The Lambo, the Porsche, and the Audi are notorious for some... Oh, it was Fast Matt we lost on the disconnect 2 races. Oh no. No worries, man. No worries. I understand it. Sorry about your luck, man. That sucks. So Hazard has gone to serve his penalty. Spacey's got space all around with Flair 8 seconds back. So Cast is 3/10 behind Hazard. I mean Hendricks. Let's watch this battle for a little bit here. So we lost JP to a disconnect. Okay, that makes sense now. Okay. The numbers add up. Man, Matt, I'm sorry about that, brother. We lost another. Putting the pressure on. It's going to get dicey going into T1. Hendricks has the inside line, makes it happen. And I believe that's Boss, who has yet to make his stop. Yeah. Yeah. Qualify up front. That's the strat. just qualify it, just go faster. Hell, it's in your name. So Hendricks wisely let him through. No reason to get bottled up trying to defend the position with Boss in the mix, who has not pitted yet. It's a pretty nice little battle here for P6. Two completely different cars, completely different setups. The configurations are completely different. This is racing. I do love that AMG. So let's see. Ulek is 1.2 behind this battle, so it definitely could start getting in the mix if these two keep battling, because it's going to slow them down and it's going to bring them. It's going to bring Eula, and I can see him in the mirror now. It's going to bring him up to the back. Had to check himself, went a little deep behind him. That's the strat, yeah. Whatever it is, that's the strat. Your team name, that's the strat. Oh! He saved it from knocking him out. He's eager for that position. Now, you keep in mind, that's another thing that I had to teach myself, is to find patience. Like, you get into a battle and you just want to get around quick. But sometimes you have to pay attention to how much racing is left. And if you push too hard, he's going to chew his tires up. They could start graining. You can put a flat spot in them if you get too hard on the brakes. You can blister them. I don't see blisters happening with this current weather condition, but it can happen. Because see, now Ulick is closing the gap. He's 9/10ths back. And I bet you, no, he's slowed down a little bit, or backed off a little bit. Jackal's 2/10ths behind Rain, trying to make a position change for 15th. And look, oh, he almost goes for it. I would say the Ferrari and the Mac are the two most stable. Oh, excuse me. The Mac and Ferrari and the Honda are two of the most stable MR cars. I really enjoy the Honda. Some nice close battling. Try to make it happen around the outside. One-tenth behind. Can you get a good exit out of this and make it into... Don't think that's going to do it as far as pace into the chicane. Cass is still hanging just behind Hendricks here. Deep on the brakes. Hendricks goes wide, leaving. Gets a bad exit. Cass is definitely going to be keen to take advantage. I think he's still alongside. So he's going to have the advantage if they can go 2 by 2 and he closes the door on him. Gets the job done. See, that's being patient and waiting for a mistake. Doesn't always happen, but it's definitely the safer strat when you're thinking about 31 minutes left of racing to do. Stallard and Boss have yet still to pit. Let's see where they're at when Spacey comes through as far as their gap, because their pit lane delta is going to be a factor, but it's a long pit. So Spacey's coming up to the final chicane. Yeah, he has. Because I remember when he joined the other league, and he was kind of all over the place trying to figure out his bearings, and he's clicking laps, man, and that's the most important thing, and I'm proud of him for doing that. You know, it's easy to get discouraged. I, for one, do it a lot. That's just my competitive nature. I'm my own worst critic. So it's good to see him in the hunt. P16, he's 3/10ths behind Make It Rain, and he can make a position if he sticks with it. Big Time Dave is a perfect example of sticking to your strategy and driving clean as possible. And he got a couple of podiums in the last month or so. Sticking with that strat. Clean and consistent. And he's mixing it up right now with Hazard. And actually he's mixing it up with Advocate. He's 6/10ths behind. Let's check him out. Porsche on Lexus Crime here. So Stollard's gone for his pit. 29 minutes to go. Oh, little wiggle, little wiggle. It's alright, didn't lose too much. 2 or 3 tenths, I would say. I think Hendricks has gotten back past. No, that was Cast. Okay. Got confused there. Let's go back to Dave. See if he can make it happen on Advocate here. And he gets a bad exit coming out of that chicane, and is going to take full advantage of that going down into this next chicane. Well done. Well done. Like I was saying, sticking with it, being consistent as possible, is going to net you positions nearly every time. So Spacey's worked all the way up to P2 after Stollard has cycled through his pit and falls into 4th place, 3 seconds behind his buddy Flair, and then Jug is way down the road, 14 seconds. So there's a big gap there. And I believe Cast is another considerable gap to Jug. Oh, loses some exit speed there. Hendricks would like to see that as he looks at his delta. Oh, pay attention to the road there, buddy. And that curb can upset your exit. Butler chilling in P9 with looks like number 34. Yep, he's going to let him through because there's no point in letting him or battling someone who's a lap down. Yeah, the Porsche is a handful, but like you said, Dave will drive a car and stick with it until he figures it out. GT4, Porsche Cup, which I will not ever drive because I just can't. Doesn't matter if he's driving the car. He's dedicated to figuring it out as best he can, or at least giving it the old college try. So Ulick's 4 tenths behind Hendricks. Can Hendricks fend him off to keep these points? Because he finished very well and got an extra point in the championship for pole for race 1. So Boss is still leading the race and is the last to make his pit stop. Let's ride with the leader for a few as he takes a lot of curb coming out of there. For reference, where is Spacey? So Spacey's about to come through. Let's see what the gap is. Okay, so it's not going to show me at the start finish. It's going to show me after sector 1. Ulick still holding it down, 4 tenths behind Hendricks. Cast is pulled away from Hendricks. Almost 4-second gap. Boss is doing 32.5s
Halfway through, not over yet.
as we reach the halfway point. So another factor, who got their strat right? Did you take a full tank? Did you split it in half? Did you go 60-40, 70-30? Did you put enough in the car? Because I've done that and ended up not finishing because I didn't have enough fuel. Ask Kevin. He'll laugh real hard about it because I gave up a win at Monza because I underfueled by about 3-4 laps and I had to fuel save for those 3 or 4 laps. Last lap, last corner, coming up to the finish line, I had to coast it, and there goes Kevin right by me. It's pretty funny. I was mad, but it was funny. Mad at myself. So he is just clicking laps away. As is Spacey. Still haven't gotten a gap to him. I wonder if that's because he hasn't hit it. I don't know. I don't think it should do that. It should give me an interval. As he crosses. No, it's not giving me his interval. And Flair is starting to catch up to Spacey, I think. Now he's 7 seconds back. Yeah, I think you're right, Chris. I think it's nearly a lap. Yep, he just crossed. And he's going into the chicane. It's going to be real close when Boss comes through. So Spacey went for the early strat. Boss is going long. And it might work. A little bit understeery going into that. So it's showing him a lap down. I guess that's effectively a lap down because Boss hasn't pitted. And he passed Spacey when, as Boss was coming around, Spacey was in the pits. But he'll get back on the current lap. Yeah, I think so too, because remember he pitted early, so he's on some older tires. Currently 20-something minutes of life on Spacey's tires, and Boss is still on his qualifier set, and he's going to have fresh tires to finish this race. Now the other factor is too is that the ambient temp isn't the best, so he's going to have to make sure he has his oh, that's deep on the brakes. A little bit of confusion. I think that was Ulick that was going to try and give him that spot as he pulls up behind Advocate. But yeah, Boss is going to have his pressures correct for his new set of tires so that they light up quick. You don't want to waste time on your outlap getting your pressures up. So Boss is pitted. I don't know. I don't think it's going to stick because there he is in the hairpin. I think Spacey's going to make it through. I think Boss fueled for the whole race and is taking tires only. That's what I think. And here comes Spacey. Yeah, he's going to pass him. The undercut didn't work as he leaves his box. Oh, the restart was slow on the restart. So he's going to lose... Yeah, he's going to lose 2 positions. Where's Stallard? He's going to lose 3 positions. Let's check Jug. Yeah, he's going to fall in behind Stallard here as he leaves the pits. Yeah. But that is a massive improvement from his quali position and getting through the carnage at the beginning. With 20 minutes, 30 seconds left in this race. So yeah, he cycles through. So that's going to put Jug. Where is... So yeah, he's nearly a full sector back from Boss. Cast and P6. As we go through the order, all of our pit cycles are done. So Cast is going to come through. He is nearly 7 seconds behind Jug. Hendricks is still fighting off Ulick as he's 7 seconds behind Cast. Ulick's 2/10 behind Hendricks. It's our closest battle on track, apart from Advocate being 3/10 behind Hazard. We'll check that out in just a second. Let's see if Ulick can make it happen or if Hendricks is going to fight this to the end. I imagine he's going to fight it. A little bit wiggly. That cost him a couple of tenths. And Advocate's lost some time trying to get around Hazard. Ferrari's good on the brakes. And a little bit of a rubber band. Hendrick's going to defend the inside. Yeah, very well done. Park it on the apex. Oh, he gets a really bad exit. So Flair is 6-4 behind Spacey. Stallard's 1-8 behind Flair with 18:32 to go. There could still be a battle here for the win of this race. This is a good one. Definitely a war of attrition, waiting for someone to make a mistake to either give Hendricks breathing room or Ulick is going to come around. Important to use as much curve as you can in that section. Or really all the chicanes, to be honest. It's like Misano. Half your lap is 90% of your car on the curb. So Flair's dropped back. Stallard is catching. He's nearly within a second. If we were playing F1, he would love to see a 0.9 to open up that rear wing. Ulick is 6/10. Let's see if Stallard, how he's looking. Yeah, he's definitely got his target set on Flair in the AMG with some lap traffic in front. So Stallard may be able to use this to his advantage if Flair can't dispatch him quick enough. Traction control intervening. Boss is 13 behind Stallard, so Stallard is comfortable with what's behind him as far as position goes. And Ulick and Hendricks are still maintaining that 4 to 6/10 gap. I believe that's Big Time Dave or Hazard. Nope. Yeah, it could be Hazard or Big Time Dave that Air Flair is behind. And the track has improved to fast, so that's more rubber on the track. With 15:51 to go, I imagine our pace is going to start picking up. And Stallard has closed the gap as Flair has gotten stuck behind some traffic. Blue flags in this game don't warrant a penalty. It is just advisory. It is up to the driver to give space if they decide to. It's the driver's behind responsibility to make it around. I always give the space. If I'm getting blue flagged, I'm not gonna ruin someone's race unless I'm in a battle with something. He's closed the gap by 6/10. You look at Hendricks, still the same gap. Yep, that's Hazard and Big Time. They're fighting for position. That's why he hasn't given it up yet, because he's fighting. Hazard is fighting Big Time for that spot. As he goes down the inside, Flair's gonna try and follow him through. Gets blocked up a little bit. Big Time's going to be on the inside. That's not going to work out great. And oh man, that's not great. That's not great. Big Time is going to feel real bad about that. That's not like him. Massive understeer into the back of Flair. That's just unfortunate. So Stallard's going to take advantage of that and run away with it. So he's going to have a large gap. Let's see where he yep, so he did recover decently. Still got 14 minutes and anything can happen. Stallard could lose it and get the spot back. It's not typical of Stallard to lose it, but anything can happen. So Dave lost the spot to Hazard as a result of the turn 1-2 incident. Ulek is chilling. Same gap, just managing his pace. Maybe managing some tires. Don't recall when he pitted, so maybe he's saving for some tire for the last 5 minutes. Hendricks pitted early, I know that for sure, so he's he may be struggling for pace. Bummer for Flair, but he did manage to not lose any more than the one spot. I'm sure Dave is going to be enthusiastically apologizing in the chat. He's a gentleman and a very respectful driver. He would not have meant to do that. Where's Butler? How far is he back? So he's a ways down the street from Ulek. With Hazard 7-6 behind him. Ray is down to 14th. He's got some traffic around him. Now, mind you, he's been sim racing for all of maybe 2 months. And on top of that, never driving or playing anything like this ever. Literally came over to my house one day, jumped in my rig, and drove for about an hour and a half straight, like 78 laps or something like that, and decided, yep, I'm buying a rig, I'm buying this, I'm buying that. And what's funny is my mom drives as well, so every time Ray gets up to go to the bathroom, Mom jumps in and she drives as well. So I told Ray, if you move your feet, you're going to lose your seat. So Ray's going back into pits. I wonder if he underfueled. So he went back in. Curious as to what happened. Cast has caught up to Jug. Half a second back. This is for P5. He must have his wipers mapped to manual and hasn't turned them off yet, because it is not raining. That would drive me bananas. Yeah, it would break my focus. I would have to turn that fucker off. I can't. If it's not raining, there's no reason that some bitch should be on. Yeah, dude. There'd be no rubber on that motherfucker at all. Just scratching the glass or Perspex windshield, whichever. Oh, Advocate loses the back end. Oh, and we'd have the accordion effect. He's gonna wait in the middle of the road. Very sportsmanlike. Well done. Advocate did not intend on losing it, causing all of that, and bumping Jug, and they have given each other the time to restart. Well done. Or the tear off, yeah. You would hope it didn't eat through all of them. Forgot about tear offs, but when we raced, we didn't use tear offs, I don't think. don't think we used them on the Mustang or the Sin. And he goes around him. Jug must have realized that he had hurt his tires in the loop around, so it just let Cass come through for P5. That's right, we did have real glass. Yeah, that's right, and the boss. Yeah, that's right, because the Sin was that perspex that we could remove with all those fucking Allen head screws. That car apparently is going to get into a game soon. So 2024 is going to be a big year for sim racing. So Assetto Corsa 2 is coming out in 2024, and a new title called Rennsport is coming out in 2024, which I know a lot of people are stoked about. I'm so glad I got my PC built way ahead of time, because I'm going to be getting both of those. Those are going to be really good games to play. So we're pretty evenly spaced out nearly everywhere. Ulick has let go a little bit, and he's definitely struggling for tires as he mega understeers into T1. Oh, polycarbonate. Yeah. I felt like the whole fucking car was polycarbonate. Carbon fiber reinforced fiberglass. Itching and scratching for weeks and shit, but it made good sounds. It made the sounds of my people. Yeah, glass carbon fiber bullshit. Really heavy, so it wasn't even advantageous to have carbon in it if it was pretty much fiberglass. So Ulick is struggling for grip. He's losing pace. So that gives Hendrick some breathing room to catch up to Juggernaut. With 6:43 left, he can make it happen. Some AMG on AMG crime. Lap times, good call. So Hendricks just did a 32.7 on his dashboard that last time around. Spacey, his quickest. Why is it not showing me? I think it might have been that 31.3 from earlier. This one. 31.311. That was an invalid. That was a pit stop. 30.7. So Spacey's quickest was a 30.7. Oops. So Hendricks looks like he got past Jug. Yep, sure did. So he's moved up to P6. Great recovery after a couple of little mishaps. Hazard 6/10 off of Butler. Starting to tighten back up, as some are losing pace from an early pit strat and some are gaining pace from a late stop. And we have a collision with him and Rain? No. Not sure who's around him. There goes Ray. Not sure who that was. But he lost it and got collected. Was it Flair? Son of a gun, it might have been Flair. Yep, because Boss got the spot. Oh, bummer. Flair's going to be pissed. Not that anybody intended on doing it, it's just unlucky. I'd be pissed, but what do you do? So Ulick is going to try and take it to Jug. Jug is losing pace. 4 minutes to go, and he bumps him just a bit. That's going to give Butler... Nope, he's way down. So fair play, he let him stay out ahead of them. Both now have dirty tire. As Jug takes a lot of curb. Sometimes it's advantageous to use one of the 3 track warnings you're allowed during a race. After the 3rd one, you get a drive-through. So it's good to strategize your track limits toward the end of the race if you can manage them properly. So he's gone to the pits. He's got an issue or he's underfueled. Cast is in the pits. Oh, we're shaking it up. Hendricks is going to move up to P5. Ulick is going to take advantage of this as well. He's going to move up to 6th. Butler's going to move up. Nearly the grid is going to move up 2 spots. Yeah, he might have some damage, Leon. That may be why his pace was so down those last couple of minutes there. You gotta remember at the end of the race to grab the podium pictures. We'll go into replay mode and see if I can grab some pictures for our posters, our race day posters. So 2:27 left as we cross the stripe, riding along with Mr. Butler running P9. So Cast and Jug went in, came right back out. I feel like that was a splash and dash for fuel. Could be wrong. I'll have to ask him in the chat, in the Discord chat. So who's close? We got gaps everywhere. 13 seconds, 6 seconds. 8. So Butler is the closest to Jug. So we're already on board with the closest battle. As Rame lets them 2 through. Fair play on him. Butler's going to want that spot. I'm sure Jug's tire pressures have dropped, taking that stop, so it's going to be a struggle for grip. It shows the nose a little bit.
Okay, the leader is on the final lap now.
And this is going to be the final lap as Spacey crosses the line. Who's your DOTD, driver of the day? I think I'm going to have to give it 1 and 2 is 20 seconds. So, oh, Stallard must have gone around, and I just missed that. So, Boss has gotten past Stallard. Yep, so Boss has gone through. Butler's still a 10th off of Jug. Why is that Stallard? Did Stallard lose more places than... No, Stallard's got green on it. That's not Stallard's car. That's 34 that we're seeing with this mix-up with Butler. So Spacey is going to finish this one all the way out in front. Large gap to P2. 21 seconds back to P2. Well done, Spacey. Well done. Boss is going to finish P2. Butler's still 2/10 off of Jug. He's going to probably try and make that happen. We're going to stick with Boss for the stripe for the end of the race here. If I can use English, that'll be better. Well done, Boss. Great drive. Congrats to him. Great redemption race for the last few races. As Stallard finishes P3 with Flair coming into the hairpin. We only lost 3 drivers. That's good. Don't want to see anyone lose. Oh, okay. They're getting checkered because of time and where they were lapped. So Flair's gonna finish P4. Well done, Hendricks. As he exits the last chicane, he's gonna finish P5. Well done overall for the whole race weekend. Ulex gonna finish P6, and I imagine as he crosses the stripe, it's gonna click over. Or did? And Advocate's gonna cross the line. Okay, now it's gonna click over. Get my phone ready for the picture. Driver of the day, what do you guys think? I think I'm gonna give it to Boss. He went long on his strat, fell behind, but stayed clean, got a little mixed up in some stuff early on, but finished in P2. 21 seconds back, but that's still a stellar finish considering all that happened over 50 minutes. So let's go to the garage and go to the replay so I can grab photos. Get a good angle here. Nah, get a better one than that. Okay, and then we need to get... Oh, what car number was... Oh, he's 81. There we go. Please don't click over, game. I need these pictures. And then I'll edit these and crop these. Who is P3? Somebody tell me. I can't remember. Return to garage. Stallard. 322. Sick. Okay, got all the pictures. Well, that's our races. Dude, overall, dude, you did fantastic, Hendricks. That was a great race. Pole on race 1.
Show them what you got.
You made it happen in both races as far as I'm concerned with all that happened. Fantastic race. Yeah, boss for DOTD, man. He went from nearly back to front as far as I'm concerned. He's middle of the pack for quali in race 2. And sticks it out. Runs long for his first stint and finishes P2. Fantastic. All right. Thank you guys for hanging out for this stream. We'll be back next Thursday. Let's see where we go next Thursday. I don't even remember my own schedule. So we are going to Snetterton in the UK for round 3. And we're going to go back to the race format 1 for that one. So it's going to be 1 quali, 1 race. So same time next week for broadcast of race 3. All right, Shuffy out.